Son Auto. Okay. Hey. Welcome, Jim. Welcome our community, our guests to Your Solution Live, episode number 394, I believe. Today is Sunday, the 12th. It's a 12th month, the first day. Wow, December the 1st, 2024. Wow. What says Jim, all the way from Tucson?
Yeah, how are you doing there, Santos? It is, yes, it's already the 12th month right now. Holy cow, December the 1st. The year went by quick, Santos. I don't know about you, but it just blew by. And I hope that, a lot of good things happened in those 11 months for you. And I hope everyone had some positive things happen in those 11 months that passed in 2024. Right? We got one more month left. How are we going to go ahead and spend it, Santos? What are we going to do? How are we going to spend this last month?
Lots of results, exactly. Lots of results. How are we? Welcome, everyone. I think everyone's a little bit under the weather, just a little tiny bit. Anyways, welcome those of you that are watching by way of YouTube and Twitch. We're going to be here for about 35 minutes or so. We're going to take on this topic of your brain. What's up with your brain and growth? The importance of growth. I believe that's Jim's. We're going to take on Jim's corner tonight, I guess, in some way. Ask your question. Come on inside, guest, community member. Buckle up. Make sure that you turn down all your distractions. Grab a pen. Grab a piece of paper. Let me see. Grab a pen. Did you invite a friend? Are you a chicken or a hen? My name is not Uncle Pren. That's just a joke. I'm trying to be funny. Anyhow, Twitch and YouTube, welcome. We're going to be here for about 35, 40 minutes. And Jim's Corner, we've got a little video. We're going to share a 60-second video we're going to be putting on right now here in a minute. I think you'll find it interesting. And then we have a proverb, some POI. You know what POI is? Somebody said, pieces of shit? No, POI, points of interest. Come on now. And then we've got a call, a C2A, a call to action at the end. And then we're ready for Monday. Are you guys ready for Monday? Lots happening this weekend. All right. So, Jim, we're going to be talking about we're going to be bringing up some of your thoughts. And then go ahead and if you want to give a little intro. So, again, make sure that you're in, buckle up, take some notes, and be here. Join in. I don't know what else to tell you. Just take some time to be here with us. All right? Stay challenged. All right. Is the volume up enough?
Yeah, definitely can hear you fine.
We're good. All right. Welcome those of you that are watching. I see you watching. Anyways, what's the thought, Jim?
Yeah, I was thinking about, we were talking about strengthening the mind the other day. And what does that mean, strengthening the mind? What are we strengthening when we're trying to go ahead and become better? Right? If we're trying to go ahead and beat addictions, right? Turn our lives in a positive direction. I think it's important to strengthen. We have to focus on certain things, I guess. Purpose. What are we trying to do with our lives, right? What are we trying to do with our lives, right? Because the purpose of the mind is to go ahead and move, I guess, your life, your health, right? In a positive direction, right? I mean, you don't need a mind if you're just going to go ahead and go through the motions, I guess. If you're just going to go on autopilot, just doing the same old things that you currently do over and over again, and keep getting the same results. So, I mean, we got to go ahead and be strong in identifying our purpose, right? And I think we also have to be strong in in developing courage, right? We have to go ahead and I'm sure that we're afraid of making a change because we say, you know what, we can't do it. You know, I tried it before. There's no reason for me to do it. I can't do it, right? Why you? Why? Because you're afraid that you can't. You just mess up again, right? What about confidence? How do we strengthen our confidence? I don't know. A lot of these things, it seems like the mind, right? Mind and body, we have to go and strengthen. Uh, I mean, like having purpose, right? Purpose, organizing the mind, right? And then having the feeling of that, I have the ability to execute. I can go ahead and get the job done, right? I have the motivation too, right? So a lot of it has to do with, feeling, I guess feelings, and I guess a lot of people have things that go up and down, up and down. It just kind of depends upon your mood sometimes, maybe. Some people, I think, who have tremendous addictions, they they base their actions on how they feel at the current moment. I think that's kind of dangerous right there. Um, I don't want to go and say that people are immature and childish because, like when we were kids, immature kids, we would go out and do things on impulse. We'll go out and do things, on how we felt. But I think it's the reality nowadays that we people have been conditioned to go out and do things based upon feelings. I think social media, the internet, all that kind of stuff, we've been programmed on good feelings. What feels good at the moment instead of doing what's right, right? We do what feels good, you know. Um, and I think that's done based upon voting. I mean, voting, um, doing the right thing. Just it's just what feels good. I mean, it has nothing to do with reason. Has nothing to do with logic. It's just what feels good, and that's something I think we have to go out and address. How
Yeah.
can we turn the way we go ahead and feel about certain things? How can we go and turn around the idea of feeling good about discipline, getting excited about discipline, and doing the right thing instead of just going back to the same old, same old.
Well, let's take a look at that topic, Jim. We're going to play a clip. This is a 60-second clip, and by the way, it's through Nova. If you're interested in watching Nova, you can catch it on YouTube. And then we're going to get into this. We'll talk a little bit more about what's happening to us here. And I want you to think about something before we get into this short clip. What if you lived in Africa? What if you lived in China and we're taking this topic on? Right? What if you lived in Russia or in India? It would be a much different conversation we would be having. Very, very much different conversation because of environment. Let me play this clip here and see if we can get some. Let me see if I can do this here.
Your brain. Every moment changes your brain. But who or what is really in control? It has a mind of its own.
There's always something pulling the strings behind the scenes. That I control my emotions, abilities is probably not true.
Environment and traumatic events change people, putting our sense of self to the test.
Come on, no, seriously.
Your brain. Who's in control on Nova?
Well, that was just a little teaser there. I believe there's going to be some interesting insight into that program on Nova. Again, that was Nova Broadcasting, NOVA. So what if you weren't in the United States and you were in some place like Africa And there's really great places in Africa that there's some very impoverished, low energy places in Africa, China, Russia, India. What kind of a conversation would we I believe that we're spoiled here in the United States, Jim. We are spoiled, and that is damaging, or that has damaged many of us in different ways. It's made us lazy, I believe, because we're spoiled.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, I was telling the students the saying that I heard, I think on one of the financial shows. They talk about hard times make strong men make good times make weak men make hard times.
Mm-hmm.
And when we have it easy, Santos, we don't develop. Kind of like Rocky. Remember Rocky? What is it, Rocky 3, when he was taking it easy, fighting all the easy fighters, right? And then that Mr. T came along, and he got
Clubber Lang.
Clubber Lane. Yeah, he got
Yeah,
his
what a name,
kick,
huh? Clubber
right?
Lang. Yeah.
He got soft and weak, and I
Mhm.
don't know. Sometimes, yeah, it's tough if we're not pushed, if we're not constantly pushed, because I think that's what our addictions are. They're just like the easy place that makes us soft, right? We don't have. I guess that's one of the problems of becoming an adult, right? You have, yes, you do have responsibility, but you have a lot of freedoms too. You have the freedom to do or the freedom not to do, right? Once you're out of the house, right? You don't have your parents breathing down your neck. Do this, do that. Make sure you do your homework, right? Do the chores, right? So, yeah, that's the problem. That's that discipline that we were talking about before. How can we go ahead and just just foster a spirit of discipline, self-discipline, to move us in the right direction? Because all that bad stuff tastes good, Santos. All the bad
Yeah.
stuff in life tastes good, and it's
Yeah, the fat. The meat has to be marbled with fat, and the more fat it has, the tastier it is. So exactly. We have a smorgasbord here in the United States. That's, in fact, I got a video coming up, a premiere video coming up, talking about the difficulties that men and women have in the United States making choices. It's easy to choose when you have two things in front of you, or three. Two makes it easier. When you have 20, 5, 5, it makes you, it almost makes you put it off and say, well, I've got plenty of time. I've got many choices. I can do it at another time. I can do this next week. I could do it next year. In the meantime, the battle rages right in here. There's always that, it's just inside there, right? That little area there that is, let me see, what can you call that thing? It's like a fly. It's like a really bad fly that doesn't die. And it just keeps coming back, right? It buzzes around, and I don't know about you, but I what's the despise flies, I guess. I just want to get the fly on my first swing and smash it so it's completely gone. But it's like that, right? It's like that fly that just keeps coming around. You roll down the window in the vehicle, and it goes out and comes back. I don't know, a drone fly, if you will. That's the addiction. It's like a drone fly. Just it doesn't die off. It keeps coming back. It might hide for a little bit, maybe a couple hours or half a day or even half a week, but then it comes back and it gets you.
that makes me think of something, Santos. I think about putting our ladder against the wrong wall, right? We're focused on the wrong thing. Sometimes we focus on this casino being the evil one and we shake our fist at the casino. But maybe, that's the wrong thing we should be shaking our fist at. Maybe we need to go ahead and start taking a look inside of our lives. Joe's talking about, he has these urges about going back to the casino. Why? What is that urge? What is the reason? What is the benefit that you get from going to the casino? Is it to escape something? Right? Is it to go ahead, are you financially struggling and you feel that you can make money there? Is it because maybe you had a big win maybe over at the casino and you can go and try getting it back and I have that urge to go back? What is that urge, right? Why do we do the things we do? Right? What drives us? We got to go and stop and think about that.
Let me get back. Yeah. Let's get into this. We're very forgiving, one thing, and we're going to talk about that problem with forgiving ourselves too much, because that's the problem that we have with when it comes to gambling and loss and getting beat up. You're too forgiving, right? Oh, I'm not going to do that again. Man, I just got beat up pretty good. I just got beat really bad. I'm not going to do that again. What happens? Inside here, there's a little mechanism going on and you're forgiving. You're getting whooped, right? You're getting beat, strapped, and you're forgiving. And it happens every time. You're forgiving, and you go right back and you get beat up again. It's like a bad episode of the Twilight Zone. St. John, let me get to the proverb here real quick because time is moving along, folks. I mean, we're already 17 minutes. She stays safe. Laura, Mark, Joe, Race, and there's many more of you watching. Thank you. You're watching by Twitch or you're watching by YouTube. Thank you for being here and hanging out. If you're not subscribed, I'm going to invite you to subscribe. Turn your notifications to on. Somebody yelled at me the other day and said, Santos, I don't get what's going on. You're not reaching me when you go live. I said, have you subscribed? Did you turn your notification to all? No, I didn't. Okay, there's your solution. Being a part of a community is an excellent thing. All right. St. John, in the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. The same was in the beginning with God. All things were made by him, and without him was not anything made that was made. In him was life, and the life was the light of men. Excellent proverb. I love that. St. John chapter 1, verses 1 through 4. Those are the proverbs for the day. We too forgiving. I forgive myself. I just got beat up last week, right? The week before that, 2 weeks before that one, and then 3 weeks before that, and I just keep forgiving myself. No, you got to look at that. You got to look at that beat down. Because if you were physically being beat down, I don't believe that you would continue to give in to that physical fight. If you were being beat up physically, where you can see what's happening with your eyes and your hands, and you see the physical marks on your face and stuff, you wouldn't do that. You wouldn't allow somebody. You wouldn't forgive them. Oh, I'm just going to keep getting. No, you wouldn't. But yet you do that when it comes to this thing. Isn't that something? You keep forgiving that thing. The BFL. It's crazy how we are like. That's why the brain, we need to grow. We need community. We need environment. We need motivation. We need reminders. Your good life is going to come out of a good series of good, constant, positive reminders. We need reminders.
Yeah, it's almost, as you talk about forgiving, it's like you got to go and be careful about rationalizing bad behavior, right? You talk about forgiving.
Yeah.
I mean, mean, it's like that's almost being dismissive about the behavior. It's almost like being in denial, too. We got to go and forgive ourselves if we mess up. Because, if you don't forgive yourself, you put yourself in a bad position of never turning things around. You just keep beating yourself up. That's not good. However, if you go ahead and give too much forgiveness and don't do anything about it, you're just going to go ahead and stay in that comfort zone of this is acceptable. This is acceptable. This behavior is acceptable. I forgive myself. That's not good either, right? We got to go ahead and be careful. We have to refine the mind, right? We have to refine the way we think, and we have to go and keep things real. Is this good or is this bad, right?
Well, forgiveness of self is very positive. Forgiveness of self is needed. Forgiveness of the experience is not. Forgiveness of the beatdown is not. Maybe I should have clarified that. There's a difference there. And we kind of end up in limbo thinking because we don't think about these things. We don't stop and think. So there's a blur. Like you said earlier, we're not thinking. There's a blur. We're just moving along. What is really going on? What's up with your brain? What's up with my brain? And that's exactly what happens. We get into that situation where we are just simply forgiving the beatdown, forgiving. It's like we're forgetting and forgiving, right? Forgive and forget. We have to. I know it's hard. This is a difficult thing to look at your problem. To stop and think and look at the problem. Because there inside the problem is your opportunity. The reason why you don't find the opportunity is because you don't stop to look at the problem. That's a hard thing. I do videos. People watch a minute of my videos, right? I'll put up a 3-minute video. I'll test this. I'll put up a 3-minute video, 4-minute video. People will watch a minute and a half. And then they'll put comments in the comments. They're struggling. They've got this thing going on. They can't break free, so on and so forth. What they missed was the latter part of that video or the end of that video that really was what they needed to hear, not in the beginning. So, folks, we're living like in a delusion. I've watched videos. I have playlists on my YouTube channel. Excellent playlists I have on my YouTube channel. I go around and I look at other YouTube channels, 30-minute segments, 1-hour segments. Some people are watching those programs, but I don't know what it is that they're finding in some of those other programs. But I don't really see anything in sitting there and watching a whole video for an hour, not getting anything out of it. I'd rather watch a video for 3 minutes and get something out of it. And it's what's important is not what's being said up front. It's always, most of the time, what's being said at the end. Unless it's the Bible. The Bible has everything to say from the beginning to the end. Does that make sense to somebody, or does it just make sense to me? "24 minutes here. Building up the mind means no atrophy. Building oneself up, building one's confidence. And really, all of these things can easily come about. Getting somebody's attention, right, for the first 30 seconds. It's not that difficult to do if you want something. Does that make sense? Getting attention, getting your own attention, asking the right questions. It only makes sense if you really want something. If you don't want something, if you're happy, if you're not, it doesn't matter. You're going to keep going. You're not going to look at your situation and What happens to you if you just keep giving in to this thing, right? You keep giving your money away, you keep dipping into your savings, you keep going, you ignore your time. How's that going to benefit you? Or how's it benefiting you right now? Yeah, people want instant cure from gambling. The instant cure is to fight one day at a time, right? You set your quit date. I'm going to quit on this day. And this is my plan that I'm going to do on that day. Day one. That's all you got to focus is on day one. Once you get past day one, then you can work on day two. So day one is the one that you need to work on, right? Just getting a hold of yourself, focusing with everything you've got. And what do you need? Community. You need a video. You need somebody to come along. Hey, get in your way a little bit. All right. And by the way, I want to say this. Listen, if you feel supported here, $5 to this mission, just $5. If you can do more, that's great. $5, tax deductible contribution. Support this mission only if you feel supported. Share, like, comment if you feel supported. If you don't feel supported, I'm not asking you to do squat. Don't do anything. Give 0. Okay? Give 0. But if you do feel that I'm supporting you, I'm supporting others, please give. Share, comment, subscribe, and let's work together if possible.
Yeah, you hit something pretty important there, Santos. Looking for the instant cure. Yeah. The solution to gambling, the solution to our addiction, the solution to improving is the opposite of the problem that influences us. It's the discipline is the opposite of what we succumb to, right? It's the patience. That's the opposite of the addiction, right? Right. You got to go out and start really like embracing the opposite of what's affecting you, right? Making money, right? It's easy to get a loan. It's easy to go to the casino. Easy to go and do those things, right? Right. The right thing to do is take it step by step, day by day, like you said. That's the solution right there. But we've been conditioned. We need it now. We got to have it now. There's a faster way. This is a waste of time. We need to go out and do. The mind has been conditioned, to go and say, no, you're doing the wrong thing. You got to go ahead and take the shortcut. We need the shortcuts, right? You need it faster. AI, easy terms, nothing down, right? All right. No, you need money, you don't have money, well, you can just sign up for a loan at the casino, right? We'll go ahead and loan you money, right? We'll spot you, right? Easy stuff. Yeah, that's being aware of all this kind of stuff is one of the tools that'll help us fight the addiction. We have to recognize what the enemy is and what the solution is.
Recognizing is I remember reading or seeing that ignorance is bliss, right? Ignorance is bliss for just a little bit when you need it to be, but ultimately that has to vanish. You have to vanish ignorance. You got to be able to stop. You got to be able to stop and just look, right? Too much going on. You're not stopping to look. And that's why we have this program on Sundays. Hopefully it'll get you to stop, look, right? Stop and look, because we're driving around. We're listening to way too much music. We're too distracted on social media sites, and we don't stop and think. Really, if we just stopped and think for just a moment throughout the day, we'd be better off. Simple thing like that, right? A simple thing, just to stop and think. Imagine where you could take that life at, just to stop and think. How many areas of your life should you stop and think?
Some people just need that distraction, Santos. Some people, are so influenced by negative aspects in their life. They don't want to think. They don't want to go and look at what the reality is. It's just too painful. We got to go ahead and foster the courage. We got to have to, really, deal with the unpleasantness of the reality of the situation. I mean, and that's where you have to go and strengthen the mind and find a way to pull good from the situation. I mean, I had a problem with gratitude. It's like, how come I don't feel grateful for all the things that I have? I just don't feel. I feel like this is what is expected in life. So if this is the expectation, what's normal, why should I feel gratitude or happiness? Because it's like, this is what I should be doing, this is what I should be getting, and anything else is not acceptable. So there's no reason for me to be grateful, right? I don't think that's a good way of thinking right there, because it doesn't put myself in the right mindset of appreciation.
Yeah.
And seeing things for what they could be. So I feel that it's important to have that kind of strength and ability to look at the reality of the situation and not get ripped up and destroyed. Because a lot of people need that distraction of the gambling, right? The addiction, because they don't want to go ahead and deal with their reality. It's just too painful. It's too scary. It's like, oh my gosh, what do I do? A sense of hopelessness if they ever go ahead and touch that idea. Stop, think. Stop and think. Well, I don't want to think. I don't want to think about my life. I don't want to think about how badly it's messed up.
Yeah, it hurts. It's painful.
Maybe in the back of their mind, it's like, I got here because I'm not capable. I'm not competent enough to go ahead and handle my life. I don't want to go and touch that thought. It's like, if I'm not competent at handling my life, well, what do? I can't even count on myself. I don't want to go there. So I'm going to go and distract myself with my addictions. I'm going to go ahead and just do all sorts of things to put that nice buffer in, so that I keep all those thoughts, those ideas, a good, safe distance away. I tell you, the better life is on the other side, right? The better life is on the other side. You have to go ahead and deal with it.
The other side of decision. And again, you can. That's why it's good to have communities like this. It's good to have communities on YouTube that have individuals that are inspiring others. It's easier to do things when you feel environment, when you feel inspired. It's a little bit easier. It's a lot harder to make a decision to stop and think when this program is way out of your mind. This program here is way out of your mind. It's Wednesday, it's Thursday and Sunday, and this comes around as a reminder. So that's why we're here. Hopefully a video on this channel will catch your attention. Hopefully those of you that are struggling, that are watching 1-minute videos, you're struggling big time. You can't even watch a 4-minute video. That really should tell you something about yourself. You have to take yourself sometimes and say, you know what? I'm going to watch this video for 4 minutes. I'm going to watch this program for 30 minutes. I'm not talking about this program specifically. There might be another program that you're missing out on. And again, the only thing that I could tell you, I'm not going to judge you. I'm not here to judge you at all. We all have sins. Yet, if you truly want to live your best life away from gambling, you're going to have to do these simple things like watching a 4-minute video all the way through, being on time to your meetings, taking notes, get a golden pen if you have to, like I did. Yes, it's a golden pen. It's not real gold. It was a gift. These are the things that it's going to take. We talked about this already. Being lazy, letting the mind atrophy. What is it about your brain? Why are you so forgiving of those things? Forgive yourself, right? Don't beat yourself down. I'm always telling you, don't beat yourself down. Beat yourself up. Don't forgive the experience. Don't forget the experience. That's where you need to really focus on. Forgive yourself, right? Forget what you've done last week, last month, but don't forget the experience. Like focusing on the wall of shame. Focus on your wall of fame. Yeah. All right. I'm about done here. So thank you for those of you that are participating tonight. I see the numbers are way up, which is cool. We're getting ready to end here in about another 10 minutes or so. If you have a question, if you have a concern, listen, I'm even offering you that's struggling. You're struggling. You need a strategy session with somebody that can help you pinpoint some good points of interest. I'm offering you a strategy session. All you got to do is connect with me on Skype. I'll even type it in here. 45 minutes with me. Hopefully it'll get you straightened out a little bit. Free. You don't have to pay for it. Skype session. Here it is. So if you hit me up, Santos Jr. 777, we can do a Skype session. We can do a Zoom. We can do FaceTime. I'm here to support you if you want out, if you want to make change, if you want to reach a goal and you feel alone and you don't have somebody, you want to build confidence. I'll help you. I'm here for you. But if you don't take advantage of it, that's on you, man. Because supplies will only last so long. Think about that. All right. You give $5, you donate to this mission. I'm supporting you. I'm going to give you 45 minutes of my time to help you figure that thing out that you've been struggling with for 50 years or 80 years. Who knows? Maybe you're 90 watching this program. I see you on the other side, though. Thank you for watching YouTube and Twitch. Once again, we're here Sundays, typically Sundays, 7:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Wednesdays, we usually here. Sometimes. Depends on what's happening during the week. Join us. Be a part of this community. Grow. Don't just go. Grow. Jim, last words. And we've got a few more minutes left on the broadcast.
Yeah, she stays safe. Brought up an interesting point, a new perspective, right? She talks about how we complain about spending higher prices, at the fast food restaurants, right? Maybe the higher price in gas. We look around for the lowest price gas station, right?
Yeah.
But there's no problem spending hundreds of dollars in the casino machines right there. That's odd. So I mean, if you think about that, you can go and catch yourself and say, you know what, this is ridiculous. I'm saving maybe pennies at McDonald's. Okay. I'm so worried about pennies at McDonald's, but I go over to the casino and spend all this money there. That doesn't make any sense. That doesn't make any sense. What's going on with my thinking? You know, what's going on in my thinking?
Exactly.
So, I mean, we got to go ahead and develop an arsenal of tools and weapons, right, to go and fight.
Just
You know,
a few. Just a few. Just a few. Mhm.
and
The
these
ones
things,
that work with you the best.
yeah,
Every soldier has weapons.
and we use it
Some
over
soldiers
and over and
specialize.
over. And we have to get good at using these tools, right? We got
Yeah.
to get
Well,
good.
you can, yeah. What's best for you? See, and that's another thing. A lot of people may not realize what could I do? Well, Jim uses journaling. Somebody else uses self-talk, and what's good for me? I don't know. I put it out there. I just want to say, if you don't know what you're doing, you need to talk to somebody. Hit me up, man. You know what? I can't do this forever, but if I can help you get to the next step during one of those strategy sessions, what is that worth to you? What is that worth to you? If somebody that truly cares, that's honest, that has some integrity, is willing to help you at least get close. Maybe we don't find your next step, right? Maybe we don't find it, but we get close where you can move on with that and find it on your own with other sources. All right, man. I've said too much. Anybody else another question? Thank you for your participation. Laura, out of time. And did I see Barry Robb in here today? Thought I saw Barry Robb, maybe not. Out of time. Raymond, there you go. Laura, Mark. She stays safe. Thank you for participating. Joe Ash. Well, hopefully you guys have gotten something out of this broadcast. I truly hope so. I know I do every time I come here. And we'll be back here on Wednesday, Lord willing, 7:30. If not, there'll be a video in its place. Or Jim will be running the show on Wednesday, possibly. We'll have to figure that one out. Jim's Corner.
Yeah.
And
There's a lot of things to talk about.
Barry says, what kind of Christmas will we have? I don't want a lot for Christmas. Somebody's going to be saying that. I don't want a lot for Christmas. Hey, marry one. Yes, we're coming up here. When is the 25th? Doesn't it come up? Maybe we'll have a broadcast on that evening, possibly. I think so, isn't it? Let me check real quick before I get off.
25th on Wednesday.
What's that?
It's on Wednesday, it looks like.
Oh, so we'll be able to do a. By the way, I'm giving away free quick guides. If you want a quick guide, you want something you can download to your phone and look at, I'm giving those away. I've got some other stuff that I'm giving away, 5 best videos that you can watch to help you retrain your mind and stuff like that. A bunch of stuff I'm giving away here. So all you got to do is hit me up. If you want something, you want to make something happen, you got contact. You got contact. Santos dressed as Santa. Yeah, let me see. Santa's office shipping more communities or commitments. Yeah, whatever. Anyways, that's what we have today. Get excited, folks. At least you can see change. You know, you're tired of the old. It's kind of exciting to see something different, something new, a challenge. Who knows? Maybe that little word that I just shared with you will get you to think about where you're headed. So, what do we do from now until then? Jim dressed as an elf, huh? Yeah.
Wear a hat.
What do we do from now until then? May God bless. May God guide us. May God keep us and strengthen us and give us wisdom as we grow, not just go. People are just going, oh, I gotta go, I gotta go. Grow. Let's grow on. GROW. Jim, last words?
Yeah, I just say, you know what? We have 30 days. 30 days to go and prepare for the new year, right? I think you can get a head start. Forget about New Year's Eve. Forget about those New Year's resolutions. Start right now, okay? How can we go and change our lives for the better right now? Right now. We can go and reflect upon this year, what we liked about it, what we didn't like about it, and start moving on a new direction. Every day we have an opportunity to go out and turn things around and make things better. So why not start today, you know? Why not start today?
Today's the day. All right, folks. Wow, look at the numbers are so high today. Amazing. Those of you that are watching, the invisible man and the invisible woman, I see you out there. Hopefully you're subscribed. You're liking a video or two, leaving a comment, and you're donating $5 when you can. Only if you feel supported. All right, Santos out of Stockton, California. I'll see you next live at 7:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time.
Thank you very much, Sir Santos. We'll see you maybe on Wednesday.
Yes. Thank you, Jim, for the hangout.
Take care.
Jim's Corner. What about the brain? Let's make it happen. I'll see you guys next episode. Bye, everyone.